Hey, it's Kia from BodhiBear.net here, and tonight was the first night of Friday Night Yoga Club. It's time to kick off the season, and it was my most vigorous yoga practice since I had the baby with the C-section, which doesn't really seem like it was that big of a deal because it was 9 months ago, but you got to figure they completely severed some of my abdominal wall. So I was a little nervous going into it. I actually told my husband, oh, I'm not ready for this as I was leaving the door, and I actually laughed when I said that because I was like, that's what's going to make this so fun, and sure enough, it was awesome. Patrick Harrington led the class. He's the owner of the Kindness Yoga. And I was able to do everything except for I didn't want to sustain when we were doing this long plank thing with some leg movements. And then we were doing a Nadaranjasana with the strap and try to get both arms behind you to reach for the foot. And that was just going to be too much for my abdominal wall. So instead I chose not to use the strap, but I reached back and grabbed my foot down low with both hands. But that's the whole thing about knowing your body, and luckily I have like buku yoga experience, 200-hour, and then prenatal and postnatal, and been teaching for a while, so I know how to do those modifications without, making a big stink of it in class. And so as class started, Eric, who does Sky Yoga events and does all the Friday Night Yoga clubs and yoga in the parks, he was coming up with a theme, and the theme actually was change. And I'm like wearing my Aloha shirt, and I'm like, okay, almost a little auspicious and just kind of funny, because just kind of thinking about how to start off the year, and I know people are doing their themes and their words, and I'm like, that could be kind of easy, but that actually really wasn't it for me. It kind of struck me getting ready for class, because I knew it was going to be a 7 o'clock class, and I didn't want to be hungry in class because, I'm a breastfeeding mom, so I kind of need to be eating through the day. And so I made the decision to go to Whole Foods, and I picked up an egg salad sandwich, and I got some almond milk. And honestly, it's like, okay, that seems fine and everything, but digesting that before a yoga class, luckily I wasn't farting throughout class or anything. I mean, there's no big deal if you do that, but it's not what I wanted to do. And I'm just kind of like, oh, what a bonehead move. Like, I know I'm going to be doing this with over 108 yogis in a small space and everything. Why am I going to set myself up to be passing gas? Luckily that didn't happen, but it just made me start to think preparation, being prepared for the fun stuff. Like that goes with anything, with your diet, just having your ducks in a row, just having an organized wallet when you take off. Like, I used to be that person, like my best friend would call me and be like, hey, let's go do 8 miles. And I'd be like, okay, sure, jump out of the house, go do 8 miles with her on the trail, go back to my day. And it's kind of fun, the idea of getting back to that, because I'm not having any more kids. I love the kids that I have, but it's so cool to sort of be returning to that fullness of who I was before. So I really want to rock out to 2014, just kind of have fun. I'm not going to be the person making all the rules or whatever, because some rules are pretty fun, but yeah, you can, I guess, maximize more fun if you're always kind of prepared for anything at any given time. So yeah, I'm just going to pretty much try to have a stellar year and just be prepped for anything that comes under the sun, so I can just play. All right, so that's what Friday Night Yoga Club taught me tonight, and looking forward to going back next week. It's going to be at Vital Yoga, actually really close to where I live. Little Something's playing, and the Springer sisters are leading it. So next week's going to hurt. I'm going back to CrossFit, so I have like 3 nighttime classes. Yeah, we'll just see how I'm able to use my body after those 3 classes, and then for next week's yoga club. But for now, feel great. I'm going to be just a little feeling it tomorrow, but nothing too harsh. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. This is Denver right now. It was in the 60s today. It's going to be the 20s tomorrow, and we're going to be covered with a blanket of snow 24 hours from now. You got to love this place. All right, talk to you later. Bye.